So I'm Ashley Hopper. I am coming up on 2 years clean on the 19th of May. I'm a client care navigator with Isaiah House, and I'm a wife, and I'm a mother to 2 beautiful kids, and I have a beautiful bonus daughter that I get to be a part of her life as well. This journey for me getting to where I'm at today, it's been very bumpy and windy and up and down, and I've learned a lot.
We moved to Anderson County in 1999. We've been battling the addiction demon probably since about 2005. I knew that we had the genetic predispositions and the environmental predispositions at that time. So I knew that there was always that chance, but you never want to see it in your child.
So like I had drank and always noticed I was different because I would drink until it was gone. Like I would hide whatever alcohol you had in the fridge or the cabinet in my purse so that when everything was gone, I would still have it. And I know that that's not normal drinking. And it went from like sneaking out every now and then or like drinking on the weekends to I was drinking like throughout the week, you know, pain pills and stuff that just grabbed a hold of me. And I guess I was about 18, probably before it got real bad. Benzos were my drug of choice at that time, and I was drinking and taking other dangerous things with it too. And I remember it was New Year's Eve, and I was like, I'm not gonna drink, you know, because they're gonna be doing roadblocks. So I'll just take these Xanaxes.
She had left a party. Apparently they didn't want her there because they thought she might overdose. She missed a turn and hit a tree, probably going about 65 miles an hour. I just was worried, and that's all I cared about was getting to my baby. And I show up at the hospital. I made the assumption that, well, you're gonna come back to my house. I'm gonna take care of you, so you're just coming home with me. They were asking about release. And she told me she was going nowhere with me.
And I was just so angry. And it was at myself mainly, not anybody else, but I took it out on everybody else.
And it ripped my heart out. Because here's my baby, and she's hurt. And as a mother, that's all you want to do is help.
They thought, maybe she'll straighten up after this, you know? I mean, it was just 10 times worse because I was introduced to liquid Percocet. Before I got sober for the first time for any amount of time, I was 27 years old. I was in drug court, and he had gotten tired of me, continuously giving me chance after chance after chance. And he sent me to Pee Valley to wait to find out if I was gonna get treatment or if I was gonna have my baby there and do the rest of my time. And luckily I got into like a long-term treatment for mothers that could have their babies there, and that gave me what I needed. I was confident, and I started off strong, and I wanted it, and I did it the best way I could and the best way I knew how. But like I said, I was still lacking something because I had this beautiful baby now, but I made her my higher power. You can only hold on a mask for so long before you have to take it off to breathe. And I think that that's a lot of what happened is I was just terrified of being me, and that mask got really hot and I couldn't breathe anymore, and I took it off. But there were so many things behind it that also played a factor, like a recipe for a relapse. You know, not being true to myself, not really knowing who God was or anything like that, and my kid, only staying sober for my kids, not even knowing who myself was really.
That relapse, that one was the hardest one. I knew I was ripping her heart out. So it was very difficult for me to take those steps, but I knew I was doing the right thing. When their house flooded, I allowed her and her husband into the house. And this is after we took the kids. And there were conditions set. No alcohol, no drug use, no drugs in my house. And then when I found substances in my house, that day is the day that I told her she just had to get her stuff and she had to leave. And no, you can't take the kids with you, but you have to go somewhere.
I wanted to give up. is what I wanted to do right then. My kids are having to be protected from me, you know, and I loved them. I loved them so much, my heart literally ached. It just really broke me down, and I had never had anything to lose before because I hadn't been responsible enough to really gain anything. So losing stuff that I actually worked hard for, not just material stuff, but just those relationships, like I realized how much they did mean to me. And so checking into Isaiah House, it was hard. It was hard at first. I mean, I was defeated. My intake photo, is rough. I think I was just sick and tired, and I was willing to try anything, and I've tried them all, but I haven't tried faith-based. Once I let those walls down and was able to experience just the power that was in that house while I was there with all these women, I had my first God wink, my first spiritual experience while I was there. And I've held on to it and I haven't let it go. You know, I learned how to pray there. These chains that had had a hold of me for so long, I feel like they just helped chisel those away. And I refuse to ever let them get put back on me.
Through her recovery and watching this, I take absolutely nothing for granted. I realize how many times I could have lost her. So I definitely don't take my child for granted. I don't take life for granted because we don't know what's next. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Today, my mom is my best friend. I talk to her 2 or 3 times a day about just, life stuff, the kids, what temperature does the oven need to be on for this meal that I'm cooking, just stuff like that. I'm able to, and I'm able to laugh with her and cut up with her and be raw and real with her too. She's always shown me grace and let me know that I'm very much loved and that I am worth good things in life. And I know that because she's always told me. I'm just grateful, and now that I am doing good and I'm in recovery and I'm sober, she does things like keeping the kids on Fridays so that I can do what I need to do, whether it's go to a meeting, meet with my sponsees, just sit on my couch and watch a TV show that I like and take a hot shower without my kids running in. Just checking on me, emotionally, mentally, not just from the outside. And so those things matter. And those things help because I know that I'm not alone, because it does take a village, and she's my village.